Yo guys, so welcome back to a new video. I just wanted to make a pretty quick video just talking about something that I feel like isn't talked about enough. And that is the writer's underappreciation of Kim Dickens or Madison Clark. So as we all know, Kim Dickens, well you might know, most of us know, Kim Dickens really loved Fear the Walking Dead, and she loved the character, she loved the cast, and she was really good friends with them all, and it was just so good for her. And, you know, Madison Clark was a fantastic character, and loads of us loved her. Sure, there are some people that didn't like Madison, but at the end of the day, Madison was definitely loved. And the way that Kim Dickens was treated was just horrible. So, by Fear the Walking Dead's third season, it's pretty apparent to everyone that that's a good season of TV. Even if you don't like Fear the Walking Dead, I think you can at least find season 3 to be good. Like, I really do believe you can find it to be good. And of course, if you are more open to it, or you do like it, or like Fear the Walking Dead, then you're gonna love it, because it really technically is just got loads of drama, it's got good characters, it's got nice settings. It really is just like fantastic. And so Kim Dickens was a part of that, and she was some people's favourite character, and I mean, she was one of mine. I would say that Nick and Madison were definitely like the higher rated characters, not because any of the others were bad, like Alicia or Troy. They are still like absolutely S tier, but I think that some people might say that Madison and Nick were like some of the best, and of course that's Kim Dickens. And then season 4 rolls around, and Frank Delane wanted to leave. And the way that the writers killed Frank Delane off was horrific. I don't think he should have been killed off. I think he should have just, like, left to find Luciana. And we never see any of them again. That would have just been the perfect scenario, but whatever, that's fine. But my problem is Kim Dickens, because she didn't want to leave, or had no intention of needing to leave, and the writers got rid of her. Probably simply because Madison was the main character, and so getting rid of her would kind of open up the doors for Morgan, which is ridiculous and completely not fair. I bet only about 10%, if you were to ask, like, Walking Dead fans, I reckon I'd put my bets on about 10% actually saying, yes, we would want a Morgan spin-off. One, Morgan isn't a character that necessarily, I feel, has a story to have a spin-off, and it clearly shows with how lackluster the kind of overall arc and story and narrative is of the season 4 onwards of Fear. There isn't, like, really an overarching story. It's just kind of, season 7's the Fallout season, and season 6 is just the Virginia season, I guess, and season 4 and 5 are just so crap and have no direction. Well, I guess they're helping people, but if you really think that helping people is that interesting, good for you, but I think that it could be executed well, but at least the way it was executed was absolutely horrific, and I just don't find them seasons good at all. I mean, I appreciate 6, and I don't hate all of 7, but 7's not good, but that's besides the point. The point is that they got rid of Kim Dickens to make room for Morgan, and clearly Morgan was just not the right character. It should have just stayed Kim Dickens. Even if you didn't want to follow the story of Fear, just make Kim Dickens the main character. But of course, I know that it was probably to attract more viewers. Whatever. So, of course, Kim Dickens gets killed off. And so it's like, right, so she was treated badly. But the story's not over yet. Because then she comes back in season 7, which is like, oh wow, no, the writers actually care. They really actually care. You know, they're bringing her back. Maybe they know they made a mistake. No, they didn't bring her back because they brought her back. They brought her back because Alicia left. Like, it's just so obvious. Like, I really don't think there was any intention of her coming back. I mean, I don't trust the writers that they were going to bring her back. You have to earn trust, and they are not competent writers, in my opinion. So I don't believe that they genuinely thought, we're gonna bring Kim Dickens back because we made a mistake. They're thinking, right, well, we're gonna lose some Fear viewers rather than just Walking Dead viewers. So why don't we bring Madison back? Because then we'll probably get more viewers as well from maybe OG Fear cast. Which, I'm assuming that that's the reasoning and kind of thoughts that they went by. You can tell me I'm wrong. I don't care. I don't trust these writers, and that's the capitalist, snaky, money-making reason that they brought her back. And the Kim Dickens in the last episode of season 7, it's not that good. Like, she really isn't. Like, I forgot to mention this. I'll mention it now. She was not good in season 4. I think the way she died is what she would have done in the earlier seasons. But getting to the point of her having to sacrifice herself would have not happened. Kim Dickens was ruthless. Or sorry, Madison Clark was ruthless. And I do not see why she did not do anything to oppose the Reapers. She kind of just sat there and was like, everything will be fine. Everyone else was telling her that things won't go right, and she was like, everything will be fine. And then they weren't fine, and she died. And I believe that she would sacrifice herself for her kids. I'm not denying that. But I absolutely think that it wouldn't have got to that stage if she actually was the character she was supposed to be. And then season 7, she's stealing kids with an oxygen tank. Like, the oxygen tank I can kind of understand, but it's just a bit ridiculous. Like, Fear the Walking Dead, after season 3, is not the most realistic and most greatest cohesive thing. And so I don't see why they felt the need. It's almost like a dig to Kim Dickens, like, have this oxygen tank because I don't want you back, but they do. So we can see you not be the best you can be because you have a stupid oxygen tank on. Like, oh my god, she did not need an oxygen tank. The writers are so stupid. They didn't need to give her an oxygen tank. And sure, season 8, we have not seen the oxygen tank once, as far as I'm aware, with the season 8 trailers. And I hope they get rid of it because, my god, it would be awful if they didn't get rid of it. Maybe there is some kind of genuine reason why she had to have it on for a little bit of time. Or maybe they didn't have to get rid of it and they just decided to not show the oxygen tank in the trailers. Because let's be honest, Fear the Walking Dead has some good trailers. Season 4, Fear the Walking Dead's trailer is so good. Like, I'll have to do a video about it, but it genuinely seems like something completely different. Season 7 trailers and that, they seem so good. And so it's just deceiving, and just the oxygen tank is just one way that I feel like the writers clearly don't understand Kim Dickens. And then there's the second thing of her stealing kids, and it's like, really? Like, she's stealing kids? Like, I know people will say, well, you pipe on about wanting to be the bad guy or the villain or the antagonist, and then she does something antagonistic, and then you complain. Well, stealing kids is, in my opinion, just embarrassing. Like, you are not you are a bad guy if you like steal kids, but like, what kind of bad guy are you if you steal kids? It just seems a bit ridiculous. And then the reasoning behind it is somewhat understandable, but I'm not convinced. Madison being like, well, I wanted to keep my kids safe because Padre would track down my kids if I didn't, if I was to break away and deviate from them. Padre would get me back and get my kids back. It's like, okay, yeah, but you're Madison Clark. You're not just going to sit there and let that happen. You're going to do what you bloody want to do, and that's find your kids and protect them. Like, no. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, I can't get over how stupid it is. Like, it's so stupid. How many times can I say ridiculous before we really get the point that it's just so stupid? Like, and of course, then the season 8 trailers, or at least the main trailer, it just seems so Morgan-centric, so Morgan-focused. Like, really? Like, you bring Kim Dickens back, but it's pretty obvious that you only really care about Morgan, and you just brought Kim Dickens back for the bloody, I don't want to swear, but the lovely giggles and the, oh yay, because clearly you don't care about her. And, you know, I believe that the final season is just going to be mainly focused on Morgan. And that's what the trailers have shown me. And the trailers have shown me she has no oxygen tank. So either the trailers are going to be right and we'll see something good where Kim Dickens doesn't have an oxygen tank, but then we're either not going to see her that much, and so the trailer would be wrong, and she still could be like a bad character. We just saw the best parts, if you know what I'm saying. So, I mean, I just wanted to make this video and be like, even I'm not expecting Kim Dickens to see this, but just to say like, thanks, and you know, you've done so much for this show, and the bits that you have been included in have been like the best parts, and I really appreciate everything you've done, and I'm sorry as a fan that you've had to put up with all this crap from these terrible writers when justifiably this was your show, and I'm sorry that you had it ripped away from you. That's kind of what I wanted to say. I wanted to make this video quick, so I'm dead sorry that I'm all over the place, but I like to hope I got my point across that Kim Dickens was treated horribly, and I know that I'm not like the only one that knows this, but I'm just glad that I could at least get out why I feel that way, because I feel like I am right. Like, it is a fact what I've seen, that Kim Dickens was absolutely thrown to the curb, and Madison Clark was just downgraded. But thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.